Aleutian Airlines has 3 flights a week, weather permitting, into this remote area of the globe.
Happy hunting from the Pribiloffs. We're having a real adventure here. Lots of birds and flowers and wildlife.
The weather on the island was as blustery as advertised. It was cold, wet, and windy, but we did not let that dampen our enthusiasm. Maritime tundra looks like the second-cut rough of a golf course. Nothing on the island grows taller than 24 inches. We saw the only species of tree on the island, a small willow, 10 inches tall. We visited at the peak of the wildflower season. Miniature versions of mainland botany were colorfully arrayed over this volcanic soil. Low-growing forget-me-nots, sea blush, lousewort, Arctic lupine, Arctic violet, and other flowers made for interesting study. Cold, wind, and salt air have forced adaptations of survival, which has resulted in these elfin gardens. The island and its close neighbor St. George are back arc volcanic islands, created as a part of the Aleutian subduction zone. These 2 dots in the ocean represent flowing magma regenerated from the diving Pacific plate. Lake Hill above a crater is the highest point on the island. From this windy vantage point you can see pockmarked landscape of recent volcanics. The soil reflects the rich colors of iron, manganese, and other minerals contained in the lava. Flitting about in the low tundra were the different land birds of the Arctic. The gray-headed rosy finch hops about on the outcroppings, where the rock sandpiper was also scurrying and pecking away. A beautiful bird is the Lapland longspur male in breeding plumage. He and his less colorful mate like to stay low to the ground. Turn around, goes the red-necked phalarope in a shallow lake. Dudlins peck away and treat us to a flying show of black and white wing banding in this saltwater lagoon. My winter friend from Sail Bay, the ruddy turnstone, joins the Dunlin tribe in a search for a meal. rattle, up and down goes the tail of the gray-tailed tattler. No sour grapes for these Arctic foxes who are all over the island, as there are no grapes. To see many fur seals during our short stay by having the permit needed to approach the rookeries. Dominant males with a hump on the back work diligently to keep their harem of many females intact. Young bulls and non-successful competitors who do not challenge for breeding rights spend their time away from the beach, where the business of propagation and rearing occurs. The beach is the prime real estate of the rookery. Crowds of pups play with each other, but stay close to their mother's group. Always look a little out of place on land, but in the water they are so graceful and demonstrate that this is their true home. My favorite birds on the island are the least auklets. These birds were hanging around with fur seals on a rocky beach near a brackish swamp. We saw only one crested auklet in the rain, and he was with a tufted puffin on the weather-facing basalt cliff. On a more protected basalt cliff was a large rookery of many species of seabirds and alcids. Parakeet auklets' chubby bodies and small wings make them beat their wings to keep from crashing. Thick-billed mewers are the noisemakers of the neighborhood, laughing away. We could hear them at least a quarter of a mile away. The fulmar and the kittiwake resting on the ledges gave little clue to the character of their species to handle turbulent waters and strong winds. We saw that capacity later at the harbor breakwater. In calm surf is a mixture of ducks, 3 surf scotters and a harlequin duck, bobbing away. Look sharp for the slow-motion black-bellied plover so well camouflaged in the kelp. Jean's favorite bird is the horned puffin. This alcid is the symbol of Island St. Paul.